What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing a full face of new makeup, testing all of this new stuff. These brands have been on a roll. There have been so many new releases. I'm like, I can't even keep up with them, but let me be the guinea pig and try them out and let you know what's worth your money and what's not. Most of the stuff we have in today's video too is high end. I do have actually some drugstore stuff though too to try out. So we have a good mix, but let's see what's actually good and worth your money. So without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you're notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, before we jump in with makeup, let's prep the skin. This is not a new product. Everything else is like newness, but this I gotta show you guys. Y'all already know my love for the Dalba First Spray Serum. This is honestly probably like my 10th bottle of this, if not probably more. I go through these like water because I use them so much, but they also have a sunscreen. This is their UV Essence Water Fill Plus. It's their tone up sunscreen specifically, and I honestly love to use this as a primer on my skin. Like, this is the perfect base before you go in with makeup, because not only are we protecting our skin with SPF, which yes, even in the winter, you need to be protecting your skin with SPF. You really should use it every single day to protect your skin. But the glow that this gives is so stunning. And it's also really hydrating to the skin, but it's not sticky or greasy, and it's not gonna make like your makeup pill or anything like that, which I love because a lot of sunscreens will make your makeup pill. And I feel like that's a big reason why people don't apply sunscreen underneath their makeup as a base, where you are not gonna get that with this one. Just like brightens and makes your skin glow so well. I wanna show you guys like a side-by-side of the glow that this gives versus this side, obviously, where I have not spread it out yet. Literally so pretty. Like, there's no other glow or illuminating product that gives me that. Plus obviously the added protection to my skin, but gives you a beautiful radiant base. And this is actually the top selling sunscreen in Korea. So that's how you know it's good. Thank you to Dalba for partnering with me on this section of today's video. I will link it down below in the description box where you guys can get it. You can find it on Amazon. So easily accessible as well, which is great. And I'm glad we have this glowy base because we are going to be trying a matte foundation today. This is new from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. So I want to give this a try. I have 2N and 2WP. I feel like 2WP might work better for me. There's, I believe, 35 different shades in this foundation. I'm sorry, I just counted on this Sephora website. There are 25 different shades in this foundation. So I'm gonna shake it up and let's just pump some out. That's like one pump. So let's see what that gets us. I'm gonna do a beauty sponge, but I'm going to saturate it with my Dalba First Spray Serum. This will help to moisturize like as we're applying it, since I already know this is a matte foundation, and add a little extra radiance to the skin as we blend. Ooh, coverage on this pretty good, and that blended out really nicely. I'm gonna just do the one side of my face so I can show you guys kind of before and after action. And honestly, I'm telling you, using the Dalba First Spray Serum, which I'll link this down below as well. I've talked about it so many times. You can get it on Amazon, but spraying it on your beauty sponge before you go in, and apply really any product, not just foundation, but this can work for blush, bronzer, anything to help blend and give you a glow and like hydration. So I love doing that. But this foundation looks pretty dang good. See the before and after. Definitely a good coverage. And again, that was from one pump on half my face. So let's do another pump over here. I do like that it doesn't feel drying too, like still feels like hydrating on the skin, but definitely looks like it's like perfected on the skin, which I love. Okay, but honestly, loving the way that this foundation looks. Which that other foundation that Anastasia had come out with like a couple years ago was never a favorite for me. I didn't dislike it, but it was never like a staple. And I think that was also a matte foundation, if I remember correctly. This one, I like the way it looks very much on the skin. Like, I feel like I will absolutely grab for this and use it again. So pretty good. I like that. Okay, next, let's go in with these Rare Beauty. These are the new liquid contour. So I have this one in the shade Solstice. I'm going to dot this on like so, because if it is anything like the blushes, she's gonna be really pigmented. Okay, yes. Although not as pigmented as the blushes, which is a good thing when it comes to like bronzers like this, blending out really easily. Because I feel like if this was as pigmented as the Rare Beauty blushes are, like it would just look kind of crazy on the skin and would be like too much for a bronzer. That's beautiful though. That actually blended out really nicely. Like still maintains its pigment, but blends like a dream. It definitely has a glowy finish to it, which I kind of love because I feel like a lot of contours that are like this are more matte. They don't really have like a glow to them. This definitely gives like a healthy glow. I feel like for like the summertime, if you're having like a beach day and you want to add like a little bronzy glow, this is beautiful for that. Or really, I mean, anytime. The glowy finish always gives me like summer vibes, although I love a glowy finish at any time of the year. This shade is a bit more cool toned, so giving more of like a contour rather than a bronzer on me, but I know there are warmer toned shades as well. So there's a relatively large shade range with this, like for a bronzer. Let me get it up. There are 7 different shades in this. So they have some cooler tones and then some warmer tones. I do really like this though. The finish is really pretty. Definitely beautiful. And you guys noticed that I did my contour like before we even do our concealer, because I do my makeup like a little bit different now as far as like the steps go, but this is really beautiful. Now we are gonna do blush, liquid blush, and then we'll do concealer because I do have a new concealer to try. But these liquid blushes, these are new. These are from Glow Recipe. So again, we are just going for a glowy look today, which I love. So these are their Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewy Flush. So I think these are supposed to technically be like skincare, because you guys know they have like the dew drops and stuff that look like this, but these do have color to them, which normally, you know, they're just strictly skincare products, where these are like itching into the color cosmetics sort of category. Two different shades. So we have Watermelon Flush, which I'm just gonna go like that. I feel like that was a lot of product, so let's hope this blends easy. Oh yeah, wow. Beautiful. Has like a, does it have a scent to it? Maybe very slight. Just gives a healthy, pretty glow. I like that a lot, actually. That is stunning. I feel like so often when we get like blushes, they're so pigmented, like I was saying, and then they just are going everywhere. This is beautiful. Light, little pop of color for the cheeks, gives a pretty glow, and actually layered nicely with the Rare Beauty bronzer, which I like. Now, they do have a darker shade. This is Berry Flush. So a little bit like purpley vibes almost. I'm gonna use a little bit less of that one since it's a darker shade, but the first one did blend really easily. Oh, this one's really pretty too. I thought for sure I was gonna like the first one better. I don't know. This berry shade is stunning. A little bit more purpley undertone, where this one almost has a little bit of like true pink, but a little corally almost undertone to it. You really can't go wrong with either, depending on the look you're going for. Skin is skinning too. Like, I feel like all these products are morphing really well together, which I always like to say that when I do these full face first impression videos, these are not makeup tutorials. So this is not necessarily like, because normally when I'm doing like a makeup tutorial, I would certainly not throw in all new products that I haven't never tried before to see how they all morph together, you know? So when they do all work together and kind of create a cohesive look, that's really nice. And these all look really pretty. I like those a lot. I feel like we got some good ones today. Really pretty on those. I like those. All right, for our concealer, this is new from the drugstore. This is from Essence. This is the Correct and Conceal Under Eye Brightening Concealer. So I liked this because this is saying that it is both a corrector and a concealer. So often we see concealers, we see correctors, and you know, it's kind of like, okay, use both of them. But then we have an affordable brand being like, hey, we're gonna make one all together wrapped up in one product. So this comes in a couple different shades. I do have shade Light. I feel like I have a hair on my face. I'm like trying to get it off. I can feel it, but I can't see it. Those are the cons of having like light hair. So you can like feel them, but you can't see them. Anywho, let's go in with the concealer and see. I'm gonna hit some in the inner corner, now here, and a little bit in there. And let's just tap and blend. I was a little scared this might be too light, but I actually think it's working. Okay. So this is definitely, to me, giving like a brightener. I don't know that I would call it a concealer. If it's a concealer, it's a very light coverage concealer, which is fine. I just wanna be like transparent about that. I would definitely say the coverage that it gives is not super significant, although it gave me a lot of brightness. I was kind of hoping that it was gonna give like good coverage and brightness, since again, they're marketing it as both a concealer and a corrector, but it does look pretty and definitely brightened up the under eyes. So if you're looking for a drugstore brightener, you don't necessarily want a lot of coverage and you just wanna pop something on the under eyes to give you some brightness, I think you would really like this actually. Typically, if I was doing like a super light look, I would use this on its own. On a full out like makeup day, I would go in and add a little bit more concealer to this, or I would probably actually apply my concealer first to give me the coverage that I want, and then kind of like add this in spots that I want to add some brightness. It did blend super easily. It's not settling into my under eye lines, which I like, and not making me feel dry or anything at all on my under eyes. So definitely a nice product, but if you're looking for a lot of coverage, this is not gonna be it. Okay, now continuing on the brightening train, we have the new Kosas powder. So this is the Kosas Cloud Set, and this is the Translucent Candy Rose Ultra. Long name, but basically a pink setting powder. So this is supposed to give brightness. This does also come in a few different shades. I love to see it when they have these sifters that stay in the packaging. Yes, thank you, Kosas. You understood the assignment. This makes it so much easier and so much less messy. I'm gonna just tap some into the top, and then you can just, boom, close it up. Your powder is not gonna be exploding everywhere. Because y'all know I love the Laura Mercier Rose setting powder, but that does not have this. And if that sucker is not like straight up and down like this in your makeup drawer, your makeup bag or whatever, every time you open it, it's gonna explode everywhere. So I love when the brands include these in the packaging. Really, really nice. Okay, gonna go in with a little puff. This looks very pink though, I will say. Like the Laura Mercier Rose setting powder that I normally use, not nearly as pink as this. This is pretty pink. So let's see. Oh, well, honestly, when you press it in, ooh, it looks really good. Wait, I like this quite a bit. I feel like that looks really nice. Really nice and brightening. They do have a yellower one too. I forget what the name of that is. Again, this comes in a variety of different shades. The pink one I think is best for people with like the lightest skin tones, like fairer. And then if you have more of like a light to medium skin tone, they have a more yellow one. And then they also have a peach and a mocha for medium and then deeper skin tones. The pink though, I think for me is really, really good. And it leaves a bit of a pinkiness like undertone, but it's nothing crazy. I feel like the pink looks brighter than how it actually applies to the skin, and it's very blurring, which I really like. I love a good blurring powder underneath the eyes. And this one is definitely blurring and brightening. So I really like that. And I think it looks really pretty. I'm just gonna take whatever's left on my puff. Like there's a little bit left in this top cap here and just kind of set my T-zone. But this is a really nice. I like this. Very nice powder. And normally I'm very like suspect of powders. Like a lot of them don't work for me because I do have dry skin, but I think that one looks really nice. Okay, I have no new brow products, so I'm just gonna go in and quickly fill in my brows. I'm just using this little ColourPop brow pencil that I have here just to outline and fill in the brows. Okay. All right, brows are all filled in now. Time to go in with these new eyeshadow palettes. So this is really exciting. These are new from Charlotte Tilbury. These are the Charlotte's Palettes of Beautifying Eye Trends. And this is the Super Neutral, which is of course the one that I was like, ah! Although she actually came out with like a pink one that is also really stunning, which that really caught my eye as well. But this neutral one, we gotta give her a try. Here is the thing with these though. Retail price, 60 bucks. Not cheap. You are getting 9 different shades with this. And you know what? Let me just even look. They are 0.31 ounces each because this looks smaller, obviously, than your standard eyeshadow palette, but sometimes it can be deceiving. So let me grab like another one of my high-end eyeshadow palettes. 1 second. I want to see something. You know what? Not looking good for Miss Charlotte. I gotta tell you, I grabbed a couple eyeshadow palettes so we could compare. Like this is like a Huda Beauty one where each of these eyeshadows is 0.59 ounces, so almost 0.6 ounces. Natasha Denona, who is similar price point, but her eyeshadows are 0.67 ounces each. So they are a lot more product, about double the amount of product. Because just because these visually look smaller, I wanted to make sure they actually were, and yes, they are. So you are getting less product, but the price point is not any less, you know, because 60 bucks. However, we gotta try it, because here's the thing about Charlotte Tilbury, she makes good products, she really does. So if it's a good product, it's a good product. So I'm gonna go in, let's see, let's go in with this cool toned brown first. Now these are limited edition too, so these are not part of her like permanent sort of collection. Okay, pigment is definitely there. There is no mirror in this either, which is a little bit annoying too, especially at the $60 price point. I feel like we could have thrown little mirror in there because when I do my eyeshadow, I like to look up close. So I do always use, you know, the mirrors that come in eyeshadow palettes when I'm doing my shadow. So I would have loved to see that at the price point. However, this shadow is blending flawlessly. I gotta give it that because there's certain products from Charlotte Tilbury that, although they are pricey for sure, you know, nobody's gonna say like, oh, she's a great affordable brand. Like there are certain products from her that are really, truly, I feel very good. And although everybody tries to dupe her products, certain ones I feel like are not dupable. Like one of her blushes in the shade Pink Gasm. I love that blush, so beautiful. And I feel like undupable. It's just stunning, but so I gotta give credit where credit's due when you make good quality products. And this first shadow, I gotta say, performed pretty nicely. Now let's go in with this darker cool toned brown. I'm gonna grab that on my brush. Ooh, okay, yeah, like the pigment on these is good. Literally enough pigment for both eyes I grabbed there. And just kind of buff that out on the outer part of the eye. I'm also gonna take a little bit of this gray and I'm gonna buff that on the lower lash line just to kind of blend everything. Okay, now all over the lid we gotta try some of these shimmers. So I'm gonna go in with this one. I'm just gonna use my finger. Ooh, that's pretty. Very pretty. Dang. I love a good glitter shadow all over the eye. It does feel like thinner. Like I feel like it's like a lot of glitter, but you could definitely like put an eyeshadow underneath it too. Almost like feels like a topper, although I don't think you need an eyeshadow to go underneath this. Like obviously I did not have one on the base of my lid, but it feels like a shadow that could layer as well. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this light silver shadow and place that in the inner corner to really amp that up and right beneath the brow bone. Oh, wow. She's bold. Okay, hate to say it, I do really like this palette. Like, not that I hate to say it, but it's expensive. Listen, if you like Charlotte Tilbury, if you're looking for a cool tone neutrals palette, again, they actually came out with like, I wanna say 5 or 6 of these with different sort of colorways. So this is not the only one they have. However, I love a good cool tone neutrals palette and I will absolutely use this again. I feel like the shadows blended well. They were pigmented, they're very pretty. I feel like would be a really nice gift. I kind of wish they brought these out like during the holidays. I feel like this would have been such a cute gift to give somebody because again, the price point is steep. Do you need to like literally run in your car right now and go drive to Sephora and get it because it's gonna change your life? No. But I can't tell you that it's not a good product because it really was beautiful and I will absolutely use it again. That's the tea on that. Now let's go in with a new mascara. I got this from Benefit. This is the Bad Gal Bounce mascara. It's honestly been so long since I used their Bad Gal mascara, but that's a really good one. And the Benefit Roller Lash is also really good, but this is like their newest mascara that they just came out with. So let's go in. It says Fuller, Fluffier, Volumizing Mascara. Normally, I'm not a volumizing mascara girly. I'm like a lengthening and curling mascara girly, but let's see. I feel like I'm not getting any product off of here. Let's really coat. This is an interesting brush too. Like it's very strange. Like it's not a normal circular wand, but I feel like it's not getting the product on it good enough. But let's see. It's definitely not a liquidy mascara, which is normally what I like, but I feel like it's like, oh wait, that actually kind of looks pretty good. I just feel like I'm struggling to get the product on the wand. And so my lashes are almost coming off like gray and not like a true deep black color. Although it looks pretty good on my lashes. Like, do I have this in the shade black? Or is this gray? Like, I feel like this doesn't look like boom, bold, deep, dark, like blackest black is like normally the color that I get in my mascaras. This one I feel like is giving more like charcoal. However, I don't think it looks bad on the lashes. It's just definitely one that you're gonna have to go in and I feel like keep pumping to get more product on the wand. So it's not bad. I've tried better mascaras. I've certainly tried worse. Is it gonna replace my Milani Anti-Gravity, which is like half the price? No. However, it did make my lashes look nice. I can't complain about that. Okay, up next for some lip products. We gotta try these. These are new from Hard Candy. These are their lip blurs, which a lot of people are comparing these to the Rhode lip contours or whatever they're calling them. These are not a lip liner. I think they're like an all over lip product, but I guess people are comparing them because they do have like the rounded top similar to the Rhode and they have a smudger on the other side. I personally think the Hard Candy lip liners are more of a dupe for them, but I've seen more people talk about these really being a dupe. So let's go in. Ooh, they smell like vanilla cupcakes or something. I like that. I love Hard Candy's products. And this is very creamy, very nice. I'm kind of using it as lip liner at first to line the lips, but this is buttery and creamy. And then I'm gonna use the little blotter on the other side to kind of blend. Yeah, so you don't even really need to go like all over the lips with this if you don't want to, because it does buff and blend nicely. If you want like a more diffused sort of look, or you can obviously just go in like you would with the lip pencil all over the lip. Definitely a matte finish on this. It does not feel drying, which I like. I can still like mold my lips together and stuff. Definitely looks nice, pigmented, very pretty. This is a very warm toned, I feel like, lip, and then we have such a cool toned eye. I wouldn't necessarily like pair these together. However, definitely a pretty sort of shade. Now I do have a gloss that I wanna try too, and now I'm torn. I'm like, maybe we'll apply both and just see. These are from Makeup Forever. These are their Super Boost glosses. So I have shade Festival Lilac, which is like a pearly finish. And then I also have shade Wherever Walnut, which is one of my favorites. Their lip liner in that shade is just beautiful. So this is probably gonna go best with the lip, but I'm gonna try both. Let's do, oh wow. This is juicy and glossy. That is pretty. That's stunning, honestly. Dang, that gives a glow to the lip. It looks like water. That's really, really cool. I do want to try one that has like the more pearlescent finish though too. So let's try this and see how she looks. Wow, that's pretty cool too. If you want to give kind of like a pinky sort of overlay to your lip, very pretty, honestly. The formula on these is really cool because they are glossy, which I really like. I love a glossy lip. So you can't go wrong. I'm gonna just like mold my lips together, but I wanted to kind of try both so we could see like one that has like sparkle and glitter in it versus one that just is straight glow. But even the one without glitter is gonna give you a lot of glow to your lips. Like, she's good. Okay, last but not least, let's go in with the new Fenty setting spray. This is the Fenty You Missed Makeup Extending Setting Spray. So Fenty has joined the Makeup Setting Spray Club. It's actually kind of crazy. They didn't have one before this? I don't think they did, which I would have thought like Fenty would have had a setting spray by now, but let's see how this works. Does not actually say to shake it. I'll do one shake. Let me do a test spritz before. Okay, looks like a nice fine mist. No scent, which is good by me. Ooh, I love this. Wow, this is so light. Like literally feels like nothing going on the face. That's really nice. Probably one of the lightest like setting mists I've tried. I really, really like that. Didn't change the way my skin looks or anything. Feels like literally nothing going on your skin. I like that a lot. Really, really nice. And that is everything, you guys. All right, I mean, honestly, we tried a lot of good products today. I have to say, like these products really were good. A lot of these really, really impressed me. And I feel like are products that I will continue to use a lot. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you gonna try any of these? What are you most interested in? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video.